So I started lifting weight because I wanted to tone my body. What I didn't expect was how much stronger it would make me feel in life. If you are in your 20s or your 30s, you need to hear this. Strength training is more than just about looking good in the mirror. It's about building a body that can take care of you in your 50s and beyond. Everyone talks about lifting because they want to build a bum or because they want more defined abs. But here's the thing no one talks about. Strength training is literally an investment for your future self. So, just like I said before, when I started lifting weights, I started for the mere aesthetics. But over time, I have noticed major improvements in three areas of my life, and I'm about to share those improvements with you. The first major one was discipline. I always describe myself as someone with discipline, as someone who shows up, someone who gets things done. But when I started lifting consistently, I realized that what I thought was discipline was merely just routine. So, real committed fitness skyrocketed my discipline levels to another high. Suddenly, I became accountable to myself in a way that I have never been before. Maybe because I knew that I wasn't just showing up for work, I wasn't just showing up to beat deadlines, I was showing up for my future self. I was showing up for my body. I was showing up for my health. I was showing up for my own goals. It wasn't just about the workouts, it became about making a promise to myself and actually keeping that promise. And over time, that commitment, that consistency spilled into other areas of my life. I stopped procrastinating on things that mattered. I became more intentional and I realized what truly mattered in life. I became more intentional with my time, with my energy, and even with my relationships. I stopped making excuses because I had proof through lifting that I could do hard, difficult things, even when I didn't feel like it. So, in a way, lifting made me a more honest person, not just with others, but with myself. Because the gym doesn't care how you feel, the barbell doesn't care how you feel. It's either you showed up or you didn't. The results would not lie. I noticed that only few things really mattered in life: your health, your mindset, and your ability to follow through. And if you take care of these, I promise you, every other thing will follow. Another thing that I noticed when I started lifting consistently was an increase, an uptake in my energy levels. Not the fake energy that comes with caffeine or that comes with adrenaline, but real sustainable energy that comes from the inside. Suddenly, I wasn't just dragging myself through life, I had something to look forward to because the only competition that I had was my past self. I knew that I was able to do difficult things, and that means every day that I wake up, I have a new PR I'm chasing. Every day that I wake up, I have something that I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to being the better version of myself than I was yesterday. And so that translated into my energy levels. So, yes, I could lift heavier. Yes, I could lift stronger. I was physically stronger. But even beyond being physically stronger, I was stronger mentally. I became more grounded. I was able to go through challenges without spiraling. There's something about showing up for yourself, even when it's hard, that rewires your brain. I had better mental clarity and the ability to make decisions even faster. Also, even my emotional regulation improved. I became less anxious, even though sometimes I still have feelings of anxiety. But on a general note, I became less anxious than I used to be. I became less emotionally stressed. Lifting taught me that pressure doesn't break you, it builds you. That strength isn't just about muscle, it's about mindset. And that energy isn't something you find, it's something you create by taking care of your body. So, yes, I became stronger, but more importantly, I became sharper, calmer, and more in control. And that's the kind of strength that no one can see, but it changes everything. Now, enough about me. How about you? Why should you start lifting if you haven't started? Starting in your 20s or your 30s gives you unfair advantage because muscle is protective. Muscle helps in your metabolism, it helps you with bone density, and it helps you with balance. And the longer you wait, the harder it gets. Most of us, especially females, we grow up fearing wrinkles and we grow up fearing weight gain. But one of the silent threats that people don't really know or people don't really talk about is something called sarcopenia, which is the progressive loss of skeletal muscle mass and strength that starts as early as your 30s. And then there's also osteoporosis, which is a condition where bones become brittle, weak, and prone to fracture. Women, especially post-menopause, are at significantly higher risk due to hormonal changes affecting bone density. The dangerous combination of muscle loss and muscle density is something that makes everyday life twice as hard, and it literally makes everyday task a life-threatening event. Strength training, also called resistance training, aka lifting weights, directly combats the onset of sarcopenia and osteoporosis. Because it builds and preserves lean muscle, increasing functional strength and metabolism, it stimulates bone remodeling, helping to maintain or even increase bone density with age. It improves joint stability, reducing the risk of falls and injury. It enhances neuromuscular coordination, which declines with age and leads to accidents. And guess what? Strength training also regulates your blood pressure and your blood glucose. It lowers inflammation, it supports mental health, and it also improves your cardiovascular capability. So, in summary, lifting weights can be described as a preventative medicine in motion, and it's disappointing to see that this medicine is underutilized, especially among women. I know that no one wants to be a burden to their partner, no one wants to be a burden to their family or to their loved ones. Every single person wants to age with dignity, everybody wants to age with grace and independence. But independence isn't just about how much you have in your bank account. Independence isn't just about finance. It's not just about where you live or the neighborhood you live or the country you live in. Independence is about being able to get up from your chair without requiring assistance. It's about being able to walk around without needing someone to hold. And these are functional outcomes that strength training can afford you as you age. Strength training in your 30s or your 30s doesn't just mean that you're going to look good in jeans, even though, yes, you're going to look good in jeans, but it's more about giving your 50 or your 60-year-old self a body that can live, a body that can thrive and function fully. So, strength training is not just reserved for athletes, it's not reserved for just gym rats. Strength training is for you. It's for anyone who wants to live their older life on their own terms. And no, it's not too late to start, but the earlier you begin, the more amount of muscle mass you are able to build, the stronger your bone gets, and the more you are able to accumulate functional strength for when you need it. Strength training doesn't mean that you have to deadlift 200 pounds. It can mean only you using dumbbells at home to work out. It can mean using only resistant bands. It can even mean using only your body weight. The only thing required is that it has to be consistent, it has to be progressive, and it has to be intentional. Always remember that you're not too weak, you're not too old, and it's not too late to start. If you're watching this video now, this is the best time to start your fitness journey. If you love your family, give them a gift of you that is healthy, a gift of you that is full of life, a gift of you that is whole. If you want to live as old as, say, your grandchildren, and you want to be able to remember the names of your grandchildren, you want to be able to carry your grandchildren, then give them a gift of you that is functional, that is able to carry out activities for as long as you can. Also remember, fitness is a journey. This is not about perfection, it's about progression, it's about consistency. So pick up the weight. Your life literally depends on it. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. If this spoke to you, hit the like button and drop a comment so I know that I'm not alone. And if you would like to start your fitness journey, if you haven't started, I'm going to link my video here so you can watch and see how you can actually begin your fitness journey. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.